crushed, as usual.
Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy T, I to the PPY here to talk about more of you people who don't pay your rent and get evicted. Or, in this case, people who already got evicted and are now about to be booted from their homeless encampment. I'll also go over a little bit of history regarding homeless encampments at the end. So, we have a lot to go over, so let's get started.
Any minute now, Caltrans is set to evict a homeless encampment in Marin County that's been growing through the pandemic.
K5's Justin Andrews is live near downtown San Rafael with more. Justin?
And there are dozens of people who live in this encampment. One of them right here, her name is Crystal. She's joining us live this morning. First of all, Caltrans.
I love when people take risks in fashion and utilize what they have available to make pieces.
Is expected to be here any minute now. How are you feeling? This is your home. This is your place of refuge. So what are you thinking right now?
I'm just a little confused because I've been dragging that TV from way back there all the way to here. And then when I finally got it set up during COVID, this has been a real positive point for everybody. I'm a creative person. I'm a survivor of sex slavery, and so this is my way of bringing peace and love to the family.
So what are you going to do as far as living? Where are you going? What are you going to do?
They're putting us in the back behind a fence with matching tents.
And what does this mean for you? What will you do when they show up any minute now? Your belongings, are you just going to haul them to that location or what?
I've hauled what I can. I'd rather leave my teepee as my teepee because them crushing it's like crushing my religion and my culture. That place has been That place has been a good place of healing and peace for people. When people feel like they're going to hurt themselves, they come to me. When they feel like they're going to hurt somebody else, they come to me. Or they feel like they're going to be harmed, they come to me. People donate here. A lot of positives gone through here. People get out of their head. I got PTSD, so I randomly change it up so people can go and they can get out of their heads. I got veterans that come here, teenagers that come here. I'm just trying to bring love and light to the world. And by them crushing it because they want us in uniforms.
Obviously very emotional for her this morning as she's forced to deal with being kicked out of a place she calls home. We're going to try to talk to a few more of them this morning and give you the very latest as we hear from them. I'll send it back to you.
While this is kind of sad, I do think that for some homeless people, drug abuse or like laziness is the problem, but some do choose to live outside. So, she seems like a pretty nice lady. A lot of homeless people are pretty nice. Let's see what happens next.
The largest homeless encampment in the city of San Rafael, located under the 101 freeway, is being dismantled by Caltrans today. KRON 4's Maureen Kelly reports those evicted are being offered tents and other services just a few blocks away.
I have worked before helping people with those so-called services. In my experience, they have not been very helpful.
Caltrans crews showed up early this morning to begin clearing the encampment that had been made up of dozens of tents spread underneath the 101 freeway in central San Rafael. And some former residents aren't happy about it.
It's heartbreaking to see how Marin County treats their homeless. We're an eyesore. We're not people anymore.
But Courtney Huff is one of the lucky ones. She says she was placed in a hotel room a few days ago.
I'm crushed, as usual.
Crystal.
Isn't that the same lady from earlier? Or am I just being a dog and thinking that all humans look the same?
Gift couldn't bear to watch the dismantling of her teepee that she says served as both her home and as a makeshift church for the community she's lived among for about a year.
When you're homeless, it's like you build up your home, and just when you start feeling comfortable and you get everything nice and neat, you have to crush it.
Caltrans says there's been a year-over-year doubling of reports of fires, violent crime, and theft in this area. Officials say more than half of those living here took up the offer of moving into new tents in what's being called a service support area. It's also under the freeway about a block away, but with things like restrooms and security. It's a collaboration with Caltrans and the city of San Rafael.
It's going to lead us to a path of finding permanent housing. And it is great. So it's like we know where they are, we can help them and what services they need. And for example, we have electrical outlets that they can charge their phones on so the caseworkers can call them and get a hold of them.
While that sounds like a nice solution, they still get to live outside, but safely.
While Crystal is still sad about her teepee being demolished and doesn't like the idea of being fenced in, she accepted a tent at the service support area. While this is just a temporary solution, last month the San Rafael City Council voted to vet the idea of launching its own safe sleeping pilot program. Maureen Kelly, KRON 4 News.
Well, I'm glad to see that the idea of creating monitored homeless encampments is spreading. I think that it is a good idea. It reminds me of Hoovervilles. Who remembers that song about Hoovervilles on Annie? Let me refresh your memories.
I used to winter in the tropics.
I spent my summers at the shore.
I used to throw away the papers.
We don't anymore. We'd like to thank you, Herbert Hoover.
For millions of people around the world, our homes are our sanctuaries. But not everyone is lucky enough to have a home. And during the Great Depression, thousands of Americans lost theirs and ended up in makeshift shantytowns, nicknamed after then-President Herbert Hoover. Hoover was elected in 1928 on the promise of peace and prosperity. But within a year, Wall Street crashed, the stock market collapsed, banks failed, billions of dollars were lost, and the Great Depression, a global financial crisis that plunged millions into poverty, began. Thousands couldn't pay their mortgages or rent and were evicted from their homes. With nowhere else to go, many built temporary dwellings made out of cardboard, tin, glass, or whatever materials they could salvage to protect themselves and their families from the elements. Living in cold, unsanitary, and dangerous conditions, the diet of many consisted of Hoover hogs, jackrabbits, and other wildlife. And over the course of the Depression, which lasted for 10 years, the number of shantytowns built along rivers or outside urban areas multiplied to over 6,000. People needed help, but many found an unsympathetic leader in President Herbert Hoover. A conservative, Hoover believed self-reliance and hard work would turn the economy around. Though he made
Hoovervilles always sounded like pretty nice communities. Just regular people who have fallen on hard times making the best of their situation. So what do you think? Do you think homeless encampments to be destroyed and turned into Hoovervilles? Would you live in a Hooverville? Remember to like, share, and subscribe.